Okay.
Hello, hello. I'm Diandian Wu. I come from China. In 2009, I studied Chinese literature and art at Columbia University. I just graduated from Columbia University in 2011. And last Saturday, on December 10th, I just gave a solo concert at the Central Hall of Carnegie Hall. The title of the concert is East-West Fusion in Perfect Harmony. I performed a series of Western classical pieces of music and Chinese music with authentic Chinese instruments like erhu, jinghu, gaohu. All of them are Chinese string instruments. So I'd like to give a lot of things about Chinese music and Chinese culture, Chinese art to all of you. Yeah.
And what was the first instrument that you had studied prior to playing the traditional Chinese instruments?
Yeah, piano. Piano is my first instrument I have learned. When I was 6 years old, I began to learn to play piano. And I, like a lot of beginners, I began to play the Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Haydn, Chopin. Yeah, to play some classical pieces.
At what point did you took an interest in playing the Chinese instruments and then learning more about the Chinese music and traditional Chinese compositions?
Yeah, when I studied in my college, my major is Chinese literature, Chinese art. So I also want to further my interest in the Chinese art. So I decided to learn some Chinese instruments, and I found that there are a close relationship between the Chinese literature and the Chinese music.
Of course.
Yeah. So I began to learn some Chinese music instruments.
What were some of the most difficult things you had to overcome in transcribing from, let's say, piano and then jumping into a Chinese instrument? What were some of the difficulties you had to deal with?
The Chinese instruments like the erhu, jinghu, gaohu, those Chinese string instruments are more similar with the violin, the string music. So it's completely different from piano. Right, there are absolutely some techniques difference between the piano and the Chinese string instruments. So, but I think the most difficult part is, when you play the Chinese music with authentic Chinese instruments, you must have a very excellent understanding about the Chinese culture and the Chinese literature, because there is nearly behind every piece of Chinese music, there is a very beautiful Chinese story. Yeah.
What was the first story in your literature studies that compelled you to start learning more about Chinese music? Can you name any stories or pieces of literature?
Yes, there is a very famous Chinese piece. Its name is the moon reflected on the Erquan Spring. That is the most famous erhu piece. So before I play this piece with the bass erhu, I need to learn the history of the Chinese, the contemporary history of the erhu, and also I need to learn how the composer composed this piece. Yeah, and this piece described the composer's the whole life. He experienced very hard lives, and he became deaf and blind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in the old Chinese society, there's a lot of corrupted. The society is corrupted, so he experienced a lot of difficulties. So so I must learn some Chinese literature to understand the background of how to perform it very well.
So lately, and after your first concert in Carnegie Hall, tell us about your experience with fusion of Western music, Eastern instruments, and all the literature combined. I mean, what are some of the most gratifying things that you have encountered? Like something that surprised you the most?
The reason why I want to combine East and West fusion, I just want to let more audiences, like more local audiences, to know about Asian music, Chinese music, because I think maybe it's definitely that local audiences have more idea about the piano music. So after I played piano music like Chopin's heroic Polonaise, some audiences said, "Oh, it's very amazing because it's very difficult to play it." And after that, I will play some Chinese pieces, like some beautiful pieces composed by the Japanese composer and the Chinese concerto arranged by myself. So they think Chinese music is very in some points Chinese music is very similar with the Western classical music, because although the melodies or the rhythm is different, but they can also touch their heart, because they have very beautiful melodies. They have very touching rhythm.
So what were some of the, can you describe, like, what were the audience reactions to, let's say, Chinese compositions being played on the piano, for instance? I mean, what were some of their reactions?
After I played the Yellow River, the third piece I played is Yellow River. Yellow River is the most famous Chinese concerto composed by some Chinese composers. But it's a concerto. It needs an orchestra. But it's my solo concert, so I rearranged it into a solo piece. So after I played it, a lot of I just heard some audiences cry, said very loudly, "Oh, it's bravo! It's amazing!" Because it's very difficult. It's not easy to perform it very well. And also they think, Chinese music, some pieces of Chinese music is very enthusiastic. Some styles of Chinese music are very peaceful, very beautiful. But some Chinese music are still very energetic.
And I understood that.
I just saw the reflection of the audiences to this piece. I mean, like the reflection to some pop music. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And let's say I understood that you also did some musical scores to famous, like other Chinese or even Korean movies. How did that come about?
Yeah, that is a serious film movie scores pieces music. I arranged them. I arranged 3 different pieces of movie scores together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There are 3 famous Asian movies. The first one is Chinese movie, but there is a very famous Korean actress in it. Yeah. The main song is Korean movie.
Really?
Yeah. So I played with her. There are a lot of famous Chinese singers singing. So because the melody is very beautiful, so nearly every Chinese people, Chinese person and Korean people know about it. Yeah. And also I played the second one is Chinese is a piece from Chinese movie.
It seems to me that would it be safe to say that you may want to do a movie score sometime in the future?
Maybe, because I think the movie is the best way to communicate, to communicate the culture, the easiest way. Yeah. And I just want to try some different styles of music and make a fusion between the different styles and break the barrier between all the classical music or pop music. Yeah, because I just think that maybe in the current society, more and more people don't want to just want to hear one kind of music in one concert. I think, at least in my opinion, I think that maybe it would be better for them to enjoy more than one style of music. Yeah.
So, let me see. So, what were the other style of fusion music would you like to work with? You got classical, you have some pop, and you have film scores. So, what other styles would you like to
also
tackle?
Also some traditional Chinese music. Yeah, like our pieces, Jinghu pieces. Yeah. Night South. Yeah, the before the encore, the last one is Night South. Yeah, I just want to say something about that piece. When I come to the United States in 2009, in 2010, I performed it at Columbia University's Chinese New Year Gala. It is my first performance in the U.S. So in that performance, I performed the Night South. It's a traditional Jinghu music, traditional Chinese piece. But in the very beginning, I'm concerned. Maybe a lot of after I performed, some audiences will feel it's not very interesting because it's traditional piece of music. Maybe it is lack of some modern energy or something else. Yeah. But I found that my ideas is not right because after I performed that, a lot of people are inspired. I feel very excited about that because this piece are so energetic. The rhythm very quickly. It's also, I think, it's also has the elements of traditional music and modern Chinese music.
So, what's next for you? Now that you've gotten your debut at Carnegie, now you're done with the gig in Carnegie Hall, what's next for you?
You mean my future plan?
Yep.
Yeah. My future plan is continue to introduce more Chinese music, Asian music to more American audiences, and to let them know Chinese has very beautiful songs, beautiful music, and also still make a fusion between East and West. Maybe performing in different venues, in different cities, to let more audiences to know about that.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're going. Thank you so much.
Thank you.